calling a Maine Township board meeting to order. So,
Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call? Absolutely. Assessor Cry?
here.
Highway Commissioner Bavay? Present. Clerk Giovanni is here. Supervisor Jones?
Here.
Trustee Horvath?
Here.
Trustee Maher? Here. Trustee Malik? Here. Trustee Lynch?
Here. May I have the approval of the minutes of June 24, 2025 board meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes of the June 24th, 2025 board meeting.
Second. Any comments or changes, discussion? Motion to approve?
Roll call.
Sorry.
No problem. Supervisor Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Maher? Yes. Trustee Malik? Yes. And Trustee Lynch?
Yes.
The next item of business, approval of general assistance expenditures. May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve payroll for pay dates of July 3rd, 2025 and July 18th, 2025, and general assistance checks number 57515 through check number 57546 in the amount of $47,469.25.
Second.
Supervisor Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Maher?
Yes.
Trustee Malik? Yes. And Trustee Lynch?
Yes. Okay. Approval of the road district expenditures.
Motion to approve payroll for pay dates of July 3rd, 2025 and July 18, 2025. Road district checks number 25433 through check 25475 in the amount of $127,022.53.
Second.
Any discussion?
Supervisor Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Maher?
Yes.
Trustee Malik? Yes. Trustee Lynch?
Yes.
Approval of general town fund expenditures.
Motion to approve payroll for pay dates of July 3rd, 2025 and July 18th, 2025, and general town fund checks number 62763 through check number 62837 in the amount of $396,579.90.
Second.
Second.
Supervisor Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Maher?
Yes.
Trustee Malik?
Yes.
Trustee Lynch?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have any public participation?
We do have Martin Elvin from MJ Marketing.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Just wanted to take a couple minutes of the time this evening to just touch on some Springfield updates as the session adjourned in May, and went through summer, a lot of summer activities. So I feel like we're kind of past the whole July 4th holiday, all the news surrounding that holiday and so forth in the community. But I just wanted to bring everyone's attention. We did put out a release as well outlining the grant allocations that were reapproved in Springfield for the highway department for infrastructure needs and flood mitigation, and some new grants for the township, which include money for new flooring in the township as well, which is going to be really beneficial to everyone coming in, utilizing the services, especially from my understanding, the meeting streamers as well, the utilization of the floor down there. So yeah, just wanted to highlight that. In addition, there was extra money for infrastructure, which I know is going to go to some good use here in the future, as well as allocation for recovery connection too. So a lot of good stuff happening, and these monies go through the process of, getting approval for release through the Governor's Office of Management and Budget. And so it will be some time before that funding is released, but we'll just, look forward to keep people abreast of those opportunities, and looking forward to highlight the good things happening in the township when those are released. Does anyone have any questions about any of that? Awesome. All right. Thanks.
Thanks,
Marty.
Thanks, Marty.
Yep. Thanks.
Okay, we're on to new business, and we have the discussion and possible vote on prints by Rex Harper Designs. And Rex is here with us, so he's going to just kind of give us a brief presentation.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to hand it pass and pick up in. My name's Rex Parker. I've been doing design for over 40 years. I've been really fortunate to be able to do some really outstanding architectural renderings and stuff. And this building is just amazing. I mean, it's just, I've walked the building a number of times, and I just can't believe how inspirational this building is. So I'm going to show you some of the work I've been doing. This is the Palace Theater. It's a magnificent building down in Broadway, New York City. Burnett Painters is the #1 theater in New York, and Judy Garland used to sing there all the time. So just, and that one I just completed. I was asked a couple years ago to do a jewel bank that Louis Sullivan did in east of Columbus, Ohio, and the prints I did for him was used to help fundraise, and it was part of a online auction that raised money to help renovate this theater. This is one of the, it's just amazing bank. And this is like close up with one of the sides and stuff. It's just really.
Making sure we were paying attention.
I just recently got done doing a 5-print set of a Franklin Wright building in Santa Rita County Civic Center. It's his last work. It's just a little north of San Francisco, and it's just an amazing building. And this is like the overall of the building. And then I did a close up that kind of looks like Star Trek. Got a couple like Star Trek ships going, and then here's another detail with this is actually a Porsche in 1960 when the building got built. It kind of looks like it. And they have also a Memorial Civic Center. That's one of the big contributors, part of the complex. And finally, this complex is so cool. George Lucas' first movie was filmed here, and it's in another movie called Gattaca. So I kind of did an en noir, the rockets and stuff. And it's just really kind of a neat building. And I also had a chance to do a couple Chicago landmarks. They just restored the old post office, and I had a chance to work on it. It's turned into a mixed-use building. They actually have a boxing ring in here for their house club. It's kind of cool. They saved a lot of the old post office properties and stuff in here. And I also did the old Chicago Cook County Hospital, which was part of a TV show, I think Chicago Hope or something like that. But it's a really amazing redevelopment. A few years ago, I did the Maine Dade County Courthouse, and this is in downtown Miami. And for 40 years, it's the tallest building south of Baltimore. Just this amazing, kind of cool building. Recently, I just did 2 posters of the Rana Theater. It's in Bridgeport, and it's a sister to the Music Box Theater. And this thing had been laying waste for about 20 years. And Quincy Jones, Chance the Rapper, and Jennifer Hudson came in with some other partners and had it renovated. It's now kind of a music venue and microbrewery. So just, it's a really kind of cool place. And there's fun stuff. I did, Randy's Donuts, which is kind of fun. And it's kind of, my brother's named Randy, and I did kind of birthday present for him. So, anyways. The Fulton County Courthouse in Atlanta, Georgia, just amazing building. And then, the Big Wood Park Bridge, kind of, cool local thing. And the Grand Hotel in San Diego. Ulysses Grant's son built this hotel after his father passed away. It's the oldest hotel in San Diego. And I just got a couple more, sorry, I hope I'm not boring you guys. Just recently, I did this series of posters for the Eastern Columbia building. It's this Art Deco gem down in downtown LA. Johnny Depp used to live here. And so like a close-up of it and stuff like that, just some fun things. And once in a while, I do some other buildings. I was brought in to help do the high-speed rail for the state of Illinois. And we just, I think last year, a year and a half ago, got it completed. It was kind of fun. And finally, a few years ago, I did this Mayfair Theater for this little town in New Zealand. They had a kind of level of town, and I did this and helped them raise funds, and they were able to redo this theater and turn it into an art center. Actually, the guy I was working with who was raising money, his son contacted me from London and says, "Can you send me a file?" I went up and a permanent collection. So anyway, this gives a little views and stuff. But I mean, this building, I just got to say, it's just amazing. There's details here that blow me away. And Boyd Wright must have a blast working on this. I mean, and I just think it's incredible. You guys must have fun being here all the time.
So, yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is a landmark building, and it was, the architect was Lloyd Wright, Frank Lloyd Wright's son. And it was originally a church. It was Frank Lloyd Wright Jr., I think, but he went by Lloyd Wright. And so we asked Rex, seeing his work, to commission 2 prints for us, and then he will be giving us 100 prints of each, well, included, I should say, is 100 signed prints that we can also use as a fundraiser for a food pantry or kids camp.
Or a Christmas card or something like that. Yeah.
So we'll be able to use it as a fundraising opportunity to help.
Yeah, and then you also get 2 large prints that we framed that you can put in the building. But I don't know, you guys got I mean, I love this spectacular space.
Thanks, Rex.
Anyway, so don't need to talk so much.
Thank you.
Get all your points. So, is there any discussion, or can we have a motion to possibly vote on the prints by Rex Parker Design? Does anybody want to? There would be 2 prints, one from the outside and one from the inside. I assume cover this room? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The interior will be in here, yeah.
I just have one comment. I like this one, U.S. Grand Hotel, which is what I was given in the meeting today.
Oh, that was just an example of his work, but we don't know what the artwork will look like yet. We haven't seen it, but this is for the contract.
I see. So we're just, very good. So you're asking for a discussion on what we should do with contract.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
I can make a motion unless we want to discuss anything.
So we have to make a motion to discuss.
Oh, okay. I'll make a motion to discuss and possibly vote on entering a contract with Rex Parker for some prints.
To be selected at a later date. Right? Okay. Motion second.
Okay. Any discussion?
Discussion about discussing or discussion about
About whether or not you'd like to do this?
Well, I'm so excited. I want to be on the pre-list to buy it.
Yeah.
It's great to put it up. This is a beautiful building. It's wonderful. We are so privileged to be able to serve the community from this space. And I just think so many community members would love to have something to commemorate our community and our history, and that we're so lucky to have a wonderful artist to do that for us.
Yeah, a local artist from Maine Township.
Yes.
He lives in Maine Township, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
Maybe not Nile, there's a Maine Township. So
He's in Maine Township.
Yeah.
that's good.
So, any other comments or?
What is the timeline that you're thinking?
I'm hoping to have the illustration done in 3 weeks, and it will take 2 weeks to print. And I so within the next 5 weeks. And all the prints will be signed, and you guys can use our, Christmas cards and more and other things. And by the way, all the employees will get signed.
That's great. Okay.
I think the motion was only to discuss though, so.
No, discussion.
I said discuss.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that part.
That's okay.
Will we have time later to ask Rex interesting questions, or not really?
You might ask me more now.
I just wanted to know what the Kumeyaay Nation is. That's what struck me as that. So he might know. What is Kumeyaay Nation? I thought that was an interesting highlight of this U.S. Grand Hotel.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, I see.
The Native American Indian group that owned the land in California
I see.
came back and bought the property. And one of the reasons was that General Grant, his president, was very wonderful to the Indians and to Indian rights at the time. And they bought the Nesser, answer your home. So when we did the print, they wanted to make sure that they was part of the print. So
Thank you.
that was kind of cool.
It's an Indian group. Okay, thank you. I never heard of that, so thank you. That was my interesting question. I don't have any question.
It's a local tribe in San Diego.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so we have a vote?
Supervisor Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Maher?
Yes.
Trustee Malik?
Yes.
Trustee Lynch?
Yes.
Okay, the next. Oh, sorry.
Yes, I was supposed to get a picture of you guys.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's right, I forgot, sorry. We are supposed to have a picture. So, yeah, let's do
I don't
it.
need to ruin your meeting.
Oh, yeah,
We do this all the time.
No, I forgot, that's all.
No, I just,
Some of your
Thanks for the reminder.
what do you guys want to do with that?
Yeah, we usually come down here.
Okay, cool. No worries. I was told.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, and I forgot. Sorry. Yeah, right? Jim always has the good stuff.
That's a great question.
What is it here?
I was very proud.
I was fearful you wouldn't be around to ask that question in the future, so I figured I'd throw it out when I had a chance. Why your prints in the picture?
You want one of your friends in the picture?
No, we're doing one with the final prints.
All right, Billy said, there's some of your working picture.
Okay.
That would be helpful.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Marty.
Thank you. Oh,
I'll see you guys. All right, sounds good. I know.
All right, back to business. Discussion and possible vote to amend or compensatory time-off policy. So I think we discussed this before. The employees currently, when they work comp time, like they work various events, like on weekends or in evening hours, they can have comp time, but the comp time period that they could use it really wasn't long enough because they're busy. And we have so many things going on that it made it difficult for them to take their comp time within 6 months, and then they would lose it. So we're extending it to 12 months so that the employees have a chance to use their comp time. And also, when you lose time, it doesn't really, it's still competence, or it doesn't really make you want to volunteer. So luckily, the employees are really nice about allowing, we have a great staff, and they're always very generous with their time on the weekends and their family time. So we want to help them also, use their time. That's a summation. About the policy.
My own question is, I'm sorry.
I have a quick question too.
You're going to make a motion.
Motion to discuss and possibly vote to amend the compensatory time off policies.
Yes.
Second. Because I had a question too.
Okay, go ahead.
I just was looking it up a little bit. I've only ever worked at places that made us use it within the same pay period. So I just wanted to read a little bit about it. And a couple of places that I looked talked about that it had to be used within 26 weeks, which would be the 6 months. So I just want to make sure that there's nothing prohibiting us from extending it to 12 months. Okay.
I have a year in my job.
Okay. So maybe that was like a suggestion. Okay.
Yes.
My question, thank you, Kim. My question is, in the past couple meetings, I think before Kim was the supervisor, we had discussed what our policy was going to be for holidays and whether people would be allowed to leave early the day before the holiday. And I don't know if we ever got that on the agenda, but I want to make sure that part-time people are considered when we do get to that issue. And obviously that's not the issue today. Right, so we can postpone that to another meeting. But I just want to throw that out if we get that on.
Yeah, sure.
Just remember we kind of discussed it briefly.
Yes.
Yeah, so I want to make sure the part-time people, since they're a significant percentage of our, they're considered to.
Okay.
On a future.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you have any comments on this particular item?
No, this is,
Okay.
I think we're on all the same page. We want to extend it, so.
When staff are using their comp time, I assume they still have, it's like pending their manager's approval in terms of like that they have the time that they can spare them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's why it was so difficult sometimes for them to take it, because they would be, say, like, for an example, the mainstreamers went to South Holland Wall. That was like a 14-hour day. So Monica just, she worked a lot of overtime that day. But then in the next couple of weeks, she also had other events that she had to
sort of building up.
She couldn't, it makes it difficult to use your time, so, yeah. That was just one example.
Sure.
Any other comments or discussion?
I just think a year makes perfect sense. I mean, like you said, sometimes, especially during the busier seasons or whatever, it's hard for an employee to take the time off. So, we're very fortunate that we have people that, like you said, pitch in and are here when we need them. So I think it's only fair to return the favor and give them the extra time to take the personal time.
Okay. So, do we have a vote?
Excuse me, Supervisor Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Maher?
Yes.
Trustee Malik?
Yes.
Trustee Lynch?
Yes.
Okay, the next item is discussion of elevator modernization. So I don't know if everybody's aware, but in the last 2 weeks, we had the elevator down on the hottest days of the year for about, 10 days. And it was terrible because the food pantry and all the volunteers really stepped up, had to carry everything up and down, all the food deliveries, and they had residents in their air-conditioned cars filling out like grocery lists, basically what they wanted, and then the volunteers going down the stairs, filling the orders, and then carrying them back up. It was really bad. And so we had Otis out here. We have a service agreement with Otis, and we had them out here multiple times along with other elevators. And our elevator is just really old, and it's not equipped for the weight and the amount of use we use it because of age. They had to retrofit it with parts from another elevator that was being replaced. So right now it's working, but you know, we're kind of like on borrowed time. So Mikey got us a few estimates on elevator modernization. So if you could give us a thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me up here. As Supervisor Jones said, we pretty much have been without an elevator. Unfortunately, this is going to be something that's going to be probably close to about $100 grand to go ahead and get this thing upgraded and modernized. So it is going to require an RFP, which I will begin working on to report back to the board. We'll go out for bid and get everything back to the board as well, and we'll go from there. So it takes about 12 to 14 weeks from the time that we sign a contract with someone for equipment to come in, and the elevator then would probably be down for about a month while they work on it and modernize it. But it is a pretty big expense that we are going to run into here. But as Supervisor Jones stated, with all of our programs and everything else, it's been quite the interesting time here at Town Hall. So I'm going to start working on an RFP and get that to the board.
Yeah, and we were lucky because there were no seniors, at least as far as I know, in the basement. Because if they couldn't get upstairs, it could create a really serious problem.
Everybody got stuck. Nobody got stuck.
No, right?
That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge inconvenience to the volunteers, not so much the residents, because they were getting concierge service. Thanks to our director of, they're spoiled now, they want everything, they want that all the time. But to the volunteers, they really stepped up, and it was so hot. So, anyway, gosh.
Thank you.
You know, Mike, just a quick question. I mean, I know we got to go out for bid on it. Did they give you any idea of like a range on what we'd probably be looking at, or
A range as to price or a range as to? Like,
yes, the price is to, you know.
It's difficult, really. We got two in when we were looking to get any company out here when we were talking about it, and I'm coming in right now between about 80,000 and 130. So
Honestly, I thought it would be worse than that.
yeah. So I mean, it's going to be expensive. I mean, I think like with the 132, I mean, there's options available to us. I mean, you can put air conditioning, you can change the whole car out, you can change the walls. I mean, there's so much you can do with this. Of course, we have our requirements that we have to do, and then of course there's what do we really want. But yeah, with it, without any of like the specialties like air conditioning, this or that, you're probably going to be looking at about close to that $100 grand.
But it'll have a call button too.
Oh yeah, all of that will be in there, call buttons, new buttons, everything, you name it, all that's going to be upgraded.
Oh, yeah, because ours is kind of out of date.
Big time, yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next item of business is discussion and possible vote on our Office of Emergency Management request for a part-time position. So we have our director, Frank Susie here. Yeah, of course. Please.
Good evening, thank you for your time. Honorable Supervisor Jones, trustees, elected officials, visitors, and guests. First of all, I'd like to say that I cannot thank everyone sitting on this side as well on this side who has been truly a very helpful person in everything that we do. And OEM is slowly but effectively is making strides forward. With that, I would like to also say a really quick thank you to the Highway Department, Commissioner Bouvet. You guys have been fantastic with your abilities to help us with the communication, not just for us, but for the highway and for everybody else involved. We now have a township-wide communication which is effective, which is working, and it's already shown its effects in the events that we have been involved in. This board has been very generous, and I cannot thank this board enough. We were able to get 2 positions, I believe it was last year, and that is already paying its dividends and showing its effects with traffic management and other activities which we're able to completely safely without any issues and accidents. Knock on wood, hopefully this is going to continue. Just like any organization, OEM is affected just like everybody else. We have people who are okay today and they're sick tomorrow. This is not something that we know when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, or whatever causes it. So with that, I would like to read something to the board for your consideration. If I can just have a second read that, please. To ensure continuous emergency management operations and maintain our capabilities, OEM would like to ask the board for your consideration in allowing for additional as-needed part-time employee to provide coverage for essential functions. I'm not asking for additional budget. I would like to be able to augment that with what I already have. Current staffing levels have been and will be impacted by legitimate medical circumstances, affecting team members' ability to maintain consistent attendance, create operational gaps, and compromise our capabilities. And OEM has this type of situation currently. While OEM fully supports our employees' use of appropriate medical leave and accommodations are required by law, the unpredictable nature of these medical-related substances necessitates backup coverage to ensure uninterrupted essential services. This situation requires us to maintain operational continuity without compromising the affected employee's privacy or employee's rights. The request as needed position will provide a flexibility to cover OEM functions during periods when regular staff is or are unable to attend or help out with protected medical leave, and to ensure that we meet our public safety obligations while maintaining full compliance with employees' laws and medical privacy requirements. This flexible staffing will help with adequate personnel during critical operations while maintaining cost effectiveness without changes, and to support our community through reasonable accommodations for our employees. I thank you for your time and your consideration. My request is sort of very simple. I'm just looking for additional person or persons, that depends upon the board, to be able to augment where I have people who are currently experiencing medical issues. And that's not for me to terminate an employee or ask that employee to resign. That's not what a civilized society does and what good team of people such as yourself does. We don't just get rid of people just because they have a medical issue. We work with them, we help them, we nurture them, and hopefully we bring them back to health where they can become productive. However, with that, I also realize what my downfall is if I don't ask this board, and this is where I had to ask this board. Finally, before I turn it over to you, this is not my request for any additional funding. This board has been fantastic, nothing but fantastic, as I said. And even not just the board, but people sitting on this side have been really conduit for me. So this is why I appreciate the time and the opportunity to address all of you with this particular request. I'll take your questions if you have any.
So this is, if I'm understanding, this is sort of a temporary position to kind of fill in when someone's out sick or...
So I have an employee, without going into details because of HIPAA.
Sure.
I have an employee who, this was unpredictable, unknown, came up with a major ailment which there's no time for it.
So you need somebody to fill it?
So we need someone to fill it.
Okay.
The key here is that this is not asking for new additional money for the OEM. This is more to be able to say, I have a person that I can also have, and then it just works out because it's an additional body, but it's not additional expense to the taxpayer, it's not additional expense to the residents, but it's the body that I can use because I hope nothing but the best for my employee, but I truly don't know what the circumstances or what the future will hold.
So if that employee does come back though, then what happens to this person? Are they just going to still be sort of on hold as needed or like on call?
Yes, so if trustee recalls from last year when you guys were kind enough to approve 2 positions for me, those employees are as needed, if needed, when needed. Really what it comes down to is that for those 2 employees, and I could be wrong on the numbers, so please don't quote me on it, I believe we increased the budget by $2,500 for each additional as needed employee. I believe that was the number if I'm correct. But basically what it comes down to is that it's my responsibility not to necessarily use that $2,500 in a year, but use it as needed when needed. We've been lucky, and I'm going to knock on wood again if you don't mind, but you have, if you've been watching the weather, you see what's going on. The patterns are changing, things are changing with us, unfortunately, and I hope that we don't become the next town, Elmhurst, Summit, or anybody else, but we don't know. So this would be just a person that would still stay on. I would like to hold on to that person with the understanding that there would be not necessarily an extra spending.
I guess I have a question about training. So this person would still have to take on a certain number of hours to make sure that everyone's on the board and that they can jump in when needed, right?
Yes, so to articulate the answer to that particular question, I have been working closely with the deputy administrator on the job announcement as an example of what this could be. If this is not a premature approval. This is more or less we prepared ahead of time. Yes, if there's an answer, you give an answer right away instead of coming up with an answer for you. So we're looking specifically with someone who brings a skill set or background. So this is going to be an open announcement if the position is approved. And if the particular background is, do you have background in emergency management, fire services, law enforcement, someone who we can bring in with a general understanding. So that includes the IS 100, IS 200, IS 300. These are emergency management courses. Unfortunately, FEMA has reduced a lot of the things that we could have done, but there's still ways for us to look outside the box, if you will, and to be able to find creative ways of being able to get the training done, whether it's through law enforcement or whether it's through fire department. But that person would have to come in with a certain level of experience, then he or she would hit the ground running. So that would be the benefit of that. Again, this would not be, there's always going to be training. There's always going to be understanding how this place operates, understanding what is it that we do, and then to be able to tailor that person to our particular needs. But generally, they would have to come in with a certain requirement, which would be posted on the position on the job announcement itself.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions or comments?
Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, Jack, by the way, just a little feedback, unintended. The water wellness event.
Yes.
Everybody was like commenting how great the radios that you purchased were working. And to help with communication and traffic and.
Well, I wish I could just sit here and look at the board and smile and take all the credit for it, but I have to look at the gentleman in the baby blue shirt. I could have not done it without, and I mean this sincerely, the highway department has been truly just fantastic. I cannot thank them enough, the highway and the radio communication, which, Commissioner Bouvet and these people were, you guys done it. Without you, we would not be able to do this. We are now able to expand this and to move it on, where that radio communication can help us with a lot of different things. Hopefully, we never are faced with the true need for them. But I could not done this. I appreciate the kind words and great comment, and hope that we can continue this moving forward. But truly, there's other people that really deserve a lot of help as well. Not just the board, but the highway, who really was. It was difficult to get this done.
Well, going back to the previous agenda item, we're a team here, and everybody pitches in, and that's why it's working so well. So
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
We go?
Is there a motion? Oh,
Yep.
yeah, okay. That's not his name.
I don't think we made a motion. Can we make a motion to? We just talked. All right, never mind. All right, let's.
Our lawyer says we should do a motion first.
All right, sorry. Okay, may I have a motion, please? I thought we did it before Jack takes.
Do I have to say discussion and possible vote then, or just, okay?
Motion, got ahead of
To
ourselves.
approve an OEM part-time position.
Supervisor Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Maher?
Yes.
Trustee Malik?
Yes.
Trustee Lynch?
Yes.
Okay, next agenda item. Discussion and possible vote on digital board packets. Rich is gonna give us a presentation. We can get out of the stone ages.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Supervisor Jones had requested that I do a little research and look into the option of having digital board packets available instead of the paper-based packets. So I reached out to a couple of townships, talked to folks in administration there to kind of get some ideas of what they did, and put together a potential plan for what it could look like for us. But before I get into that, I just wanted to briefly talk about what we do currently. The system that we've had in place for decades is very time and resource and labor intensive. Each individual department produces a report, prints it out, delivers it by hand to the clerk's office. They're making 19 copies of all of those, then collating them, clipping them together, doing all that. It takes many, many hours, tons of work for Ava and her team in the clerk's department. And then they are delivered to elected officials' homes. They're distributed to department heads through the mailboxes. The attorneys mail the packet. So Depending on the size of the packets, in a typical year, it's between 15,000 to 20,000 pieces of paper that are used in that process. So a new way to do this that I wanted to present to the board for consideration would be to have department heads submit their reports electronically. They could be emailed to the clerk's office, they could be put in a shared folder on the server to be accessed. Those would then be converted to a PDF format, combined into one document, and bookmarked, similar to what I currently do before posting the board packet onto our website. Then this could be emailed out to the elected officials, attorney, and department heads. If it's a month where there happens to be additional supplemental information, it's not in the public board packet that the board needs to look at, that can be emailed separately just to the board. And we could have tablets available during the board meeting. That's what most of the other townships did. They have iPads available or some sort of tablet where the elected officials could look through the board packet during the meeting. And then a few paper copies could be made available too. If somebody still wants the tangible feel of paper, we could have paper copies available before the meeting so someone could still reference that during the meeting if they would like. I'll go ahead and show you. I'll go ahead and show you what a packet, a digital packet will look like. So I just pulled this right off the website. So, like I said, it's already combined into one document, and I'll show you how it would be easy to navigate that if you were to get this via email or access it on our website. So the packets can be pretty long, ranging between 50 to sometimes 200 pages. So on each packet, there are bookmarks. So if you want to jump right to amendment to the personal policy manual, you can click on that. If you want to go to the memo about the TLI conference, simply click on that. That'll take you directly to that portion of the board packet. So you don't have to scroll through and look for what you want. You're going to go all the way down to the end where the FOIA requests are, just click on that, and then it's right there. So the digital packet is pretty easy to navigate and find what you're looking for there. Supervisor Ernst also asked me to look into the option of purchasing tablets for the township, so I want to talk about that as an option if that's something you wanted to consider. So depending on if we went with an 11-inch iPad that just gets data from Wi-Fi or something like Samsung tablet, an Android product, typically the prices for iPads would be about $350 each. The Android tablets are a little more, like $450. I know currently there's a sale for the iPads, they're $299. So we're talking somewhere between $300 to $450 depending on the particular product that you wanted to go for. So I'm happy to answer any questions or elaborate further.
So would you be delivering, you know, how we get our packets delivered, would the iPads be delivered to our home, you know, on distribution days or?
Well, if we went with an iPad for everybody, that would be something that elected officials could just take home with them and have.
Okay.
And then the packet would be distributed electronically. So it would be emailed out to everybody, and so people could access it there, or if they are checking their email on some other device at home, they could access it that way. The tablets would be more for the convenience of having a device in front of you here in the board meeting if you want to scroll through the content of the packet.
Okay, yeah. We discussed that. When you said that you were here, are we leaving them here then after the meeting or the next time?
Yeah, people will take it. And then
Perfect
they could also be
sense.
used to check township email too. We could set up shortcuts to check email on there, something like that people want.
Right.
That would be good, I think, if there was a bit data, like each device was set up to look at the board packets, but then also to have access to the email. Because I know sometimes there's been people, I mean, even today I had trouble getting to my email. And I know other people have had issues getting into their email too. Like if it was set, if each device was already set up, then it would maybe be a little bit easier too for everybody to sort of access that.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. We could make sure everyone's logged in, everything is good to go, and just have a little icon, mail icon, you click on that, and your township email is right there.
I know I'm showing my age when I say, you know, I'm used to the paper. I'm still somebody that likes having the paper in front of me. But when you see the amount of copies or the amount of paper that we're wasting, it makes perfect sense to switch over to something like this.
And
That's
it's
great.
fine.
Yeah.
We'll get used to it.
Save a tree, come on.
But it's not just that, I mean, our employees time and resource also.
Of course.
We'll just make it drive those
It's
packets.
easier than
and
shuffling
everything else.
papers around. I mean, you've got all the subjects, all you have to do is hit it instead of shuffling through your papers.
So I know I'm showing my age where I like, you know, oh,
But-
there it is.
I
and
know,
I
I
get the
love
front.
writing things down too.
Right,
It's,
what is
you
the
know,
lifespan of an iPad also, generally?
Would say, you know, anywhere from 5 to 10 years probably with minimal use.
Yeah, I mean, my son has one that he got in 5th grade, he's going to be a senior in high school, and it's starting to wear out, like it's not, so it's gonna.
I use my iPad for township business, plus my own private email, I've had it for 8 years. So I can get rid of township and save some space and keep mine lasting a little bit longer.
It's true.
But also people who like to take notes, I mean, you can, I use an iPad for work, and you can have a stylus and you can take, you can take notes on it, like there's, you know, a lot of things that you can do with it that are just like having a pen and paper, if it, people like this.
And if someone really wants paper, we'll.
Yeah, it'll be available.
Yeah, that's what other townships did that I talked to. They had a few copies available because there were 1 or 2 people that really wanted the physical copy and they could just pick it up before the board meeting and still have it. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there was somebody who knew that they just would not do well with the digital version, I would hate for us to like spend the money buying an iPad if they're not gonna use it. So if there's like 1 or 2 people that don't want to, I don't think they should have to, but I think if anybody who wants to use it, I think that would be good. You know, any little bit that we can do would be good.
Take it home and print. And take it home and print.
That's true. We have someone wanted to print it at home or print part of it at home.
The cartridge runs out, and then you're double available.
Because you already have to assemble it into a PDF anyway to put it on the website, right? So you're already
Yeah.
doing that work.
A lot of this work is done already. It would just be simply
Right.
changing the process of people getting it to the clerk's office in an electronic format that could then be combined that way instead of scanning everything.
Right.
And the scanning can take a while. We've run into some issues with the scanners not working sometimes, and sometimes it's a process to even just get everything scanned.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else?
That's it, unless there are other questions.
Remember that, when you were looking at the pricing for the iPads, were you looking at because you can get government pricing?
I just looked at available pricing online.
Okay, I think I can send you a link, because you should be able to get government pricing, which is, it's not a huge cut, it's like 50 to 100 bucks off, so.
Well, that would
That
help.
would help.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, thanks, Rich.
Sure.
All right, so, can we have a motion?
Motion to approve, moving towards digital board packets, and purchasing tablets for those who use them.
Okay, are we gonna, I think when we don't really have bids or, I guess it's just have estimates, so maybe the motion is just to vote on moving forward with the digital.
Okay.
And then when we have, like, clear
Some actual
price,
pricing.
yeah.
Okay.
How about that?
That sounds perfect. So moved.
Second.
Supervisor Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Maher?
I'll abstain.
Trustee Malik? Yes. Trustee Lynch?
Yes.
All right, discussion of agency funding dates. So, as you guys know, in September and October, we meet with many agencies, like 501c3s, various agencies like prepare deals for people in the house, like psychiatric, addiction, there's all kinds of homelessness, and we meet on 2
of those work for me, so whatever is, works
I
for
was looking at
you.
something else. I think.
September 16 or
September 16th, or all Tuesdays, October 7th, October 14th.
If those first two work best for us, if those would work for me.
There's 4, September 16th, October 7th.
Yeah. And I agree, the last two are also for me, so we're on the same page.
So September 16th and October 7th?
Yep.
Okay, that works for me.
Yeah, the same for me, 16 and 10.
Okay. Okay, so we will meet for agency funding on September 16th
Yes.
and October 7th, both Tuesdays.
At 7 p.m.? Or 6 p.m.? Or this says 6 p.m.
Yeah, 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Those
Okay.
are-
Yeah, all right.
Okay. All right, thank you. So
I don't think we're just
the votes yet.
funding meeting.
Okay. Moving on, discussion of the toy conference attendance. So this is something we also do every year. Township Officials of Illinois has a very informative conference. It's always over the Veterans Day holiday, several days in Springfield, and there's a lot of breakout meetings that you can go to regarding township and township governance. So it's helpful. And we learn a lot if you go. They also, we won a lot of awards also there, so hopefully we'll apply for a lot of awards this year. Come home with a lot of trophies. Last year we had 2. I was senior division. Monica won for her mystery trip, which is like 7 mystery stops, and she creates her own costume for each one. It's really cool. She won her award for that, and then in Rich's department, Summer won one for her children's program. So hopefully we'll continue our winning streak. So if you want to go, if you, we apply before, is it October 2nd?
So we get a discount, if we actually, I was gonna put, if anybody hasn't RSVP'd and would like to let me know now, I was gonna put them in the mail tonight, because we actually get a discount if we get them in by Friday. If not, you have until, like, I think there's a time in October you have until. So if it's something that you already know that you would like to do it, otherwise, if you just wanna let me know, advanced registration is before October 24th. And then if you commit, you can cancel. The cancellation policy is cancellations received by October 10th receive a full refund. So you do have some room if you decide to go and cancel. If you're interested in going, we can get you signed up now. I know some of our elected officials have already, your registration has already been mailed in and you're all set. Early registration, in addition to the discount, also helps secure your spot at the Crown Plaza, which is a hotel where the conference takes place. There are also other hotels that are either nearby or connected, but if you'd like to be in that same spot, the earlier you get your registration in, the better.
And we have a couple, and we always offer this to the directors also, the different departments. So we have a couple already interested in attending, so it should be really a good conference. Okay. Old business. We have no old business, so we'll move on to officials reports, and we'll start with our assessor.
Thank you, Supervisor. Just to give you a heads up what's going on. Okay, when are the taxes coming? You know how many calls we get every day? People are asking us this. It's like crazy. Well, they're not coming anytime soon, that's for sure. And don't be upset if you don't see a tax bill at the end of August and maybe September, maybe, I'm putting stuff out there to you. I'm not completely sure myself. We don't get the lowdown until it really happens. I think the problem is that with them transferring all of the system over, this new system that they're putting into play, right, they have to get connected with the clerk's office, the treasurer's office, the board review. So this has been a problem and a delay with getting our taxes out. In fact, we they did put it in our certificate of errors from last Friday, going back. So those people will be getting a revised tax bill. So they will be getting their exemptions with a revised tax bill. The tax bills aren't even out yet, so that's kind of crazy, right? I know. But anyway, I'm going to give you, I'll tell you a little bit about the elevator thing. You guys really should push for it, man. We had a big thing in here with, the half the room was filled with all Mike's people, right? And the other half of the room was filled with everybody doing appeals. It was kind of a mishmash. And Mike's people, and I will say, they worked really hard. And hey, thank you, Lord, that you guys didn't work on putting that wall up on those stairs. What if that was during that time or something, maybe you decided to do that? I think that should be by the wayside now, that wall with the door, the steps, where the gate is. And we were all talking about that, but I think the elevator's the way.
Yeah, I don't think we finalized.
Okay, good. I'm just going to give you some stats that we had. We did finish 2,400 appeals to the Cook County Assessor's Office. Also, we had almost 3,800 phone calls and visits within the township in June and July. So that's just through those 2 months. And then also we did certificate of errors in July and June that equated to over $250,000, which puts that up to under 500, under $500,000 that people are receiving money back for certificate of errors that we did. So that's what I have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, just a couple things. So our bid tab closes for Church Street improvement project tomorrow. So hopefully, all the bids are in and we get, some good competition for that. And just a reminder, so we received for the Investing Cook over $400,000 for that project, which is a lot of money to be improving and putting in sidewalks and bike lanes where there isn't any. And that's going to connect Greenwood and Potter together, and that's also going to connect Church Street to Golf with sidewalks. So at least the main arteries are going to be covered with sidewalks, so that'll be good. Our Gregory Street, the concrete and asphalt repaving should be beginning soon for that one. And then we are also finalizing the intergovernmental agreement with the Village of Niles to improve the Greenwood Circle area for drainage. So that's connecting from Greenwood Circle all the way to Western. There's an area of drainage that's not draining properly, so they're going to regrade that and hopefully improve the amount of water that it holds and also the amount of water that moves across to Western. So I'm glad those projects are moving forward because those will greatly improve the neighborhood. So thank you.
Yeah, I'll be here for your bid opening tomorrow at 9:30. So, like you said, hopefully we get several bids and some of them competitive. Just wanted to mention that Vivian in my office completed her notary training, so she is also now able to do notaries as well. Just remind everybody, National Night Out will be August 5th at the park, 6:30 start time. Hope to see you there. Hopefully it won't be 95 degrees or rainy. So most part in the previous years had pretty good weather for it, so hopefully that will be the case again. We are ready to go. Everything's lined up. We've got our popcorn makers this year. We've got our popsicles. We've got the entertainment from the reptile guys coming again. We've got a petting zoo this year. It's going to be a lot of fun, so hope to see you guys soon.
Okay, you're in?
Sure. I don't have a lot to say, but I did want to thank the Mainstreamers for hosting an event on informing seniors about scams. This has hit my family, and I think for a lot of people it can be emotionally devastating and also financially devastating, and I'm just so glad that the township is working hard to make sure everyone has the information they need, is protecting themselves, so thank you. That's it.
Okay, Trustee.
I have also not much to say, but I attend the 4th of July parade with our favorite commissioner, Harry Bluett, and enjoy the rain. Yeah. And also I was busy with organizing the Pakistan Culture Day and Indian Culture Day, which the dates are August 16 and 17. So all set for the show. So I'm going to request everybody to just attend and enjoy the music, food, and culture. Thank you.
I went to a Palatine Township board meeting, and one issue that came up, just so everybody knows, is I think in 2026 or 27, certain electrical fixtures are going to be legal. I'm not sure if Karen brought that up in a previous meeting one time ago, light fixtures. So we want to make sure our light fixtures of all our facilities are not going to be illegal, starting early 2026. But I think my law office still has fluorescent light bulbs, those long javelin-like objects, those are some of them that are going to be illegal. So I don't think any of our buildings have anything that's old. Anything with mercury in it, light fixtures with mercury in it, I'm not sure. So if we have any facilities that have that, we want to move on that before it becomes illegal. So that's one thing that they moved on in Palatine Township. I thought we'd be aware of in case it applies here, which hopefully it doesn't, because it looks like a lot of our light fixtures are. I think there's movements to LED light fixtures too. They last longer. They're more. I think they're more expensive up front LED, but they last longer. So we may want to explore that as a way of saving money in the future. That's it.
I'm just looking forward to the National Night Out. I'm glad the reptile guy's going to be there. I got to hold a cockroach last time, so I'm hoping I can do that again. It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
That's your good idea. You have a good time, huh?
Yeah. I don't get it much. So yeah, no, it's always a good time. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. All right, well, July was a very busy month for the township. I attended 2 4th of July parades with Commissioner Bouvet and Trustee Lynch and Trustee Marie and Trustee Maher. And then we had the Water and Wellness Fair here, which was done with our Metropolitan Water and Reclamation District, working with them. We had a lot of vendors, a lot of people, and it was just another example of how it was scheduled for outside, but we moved it in, we pivoted at the last minute, moved it in because there were storms that day. So that worked out really well. I was able to attend the Farmers Market Community Tent last Saturday and talk to residents and answer any questions or concerns they might have. So there was a nice attendance at the Farmers Market in Park Ridge. Of course, as mentioned, National Night Out is next Tuesday, and I have to brag, we have like one of the best National Nights Out in the area. That'd be best. I mean, with the helicopter, county, all their vehicles, the dogs, SWAT car, truck. I mean, it's great. The poster contest, and nobody's mentioned the petting zoo, but on top of the reptiles, we have a petting zoo coming this year. Kids love it. It's a really great family event, and so I hope everybody can attend. It's at D Park at 6:30. So if you come, you'll have fun. And then it's dunk tank this year too, right?
Yep, we'll have a dunk tank.
Sitting there, right?
I will not be getting in the dunk tank, but we will have it.
Sheriffs might be in it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, a couple of sheriffs might pop in, but if not, the park district employees will volunteer.
Yeah. No, Pete's done it before, and he.
I did it a few years back when they needed somebody in there. I don't think my back would like it too much if I tried at this point in time.
And then we have Neighborhood Watch. That's every first Wednesday of the month at 7 o'clock in the boardroom. And that gives the residents an opportunity to talk to the sheriff's department, the Niles Maine fire department, and employees here, like our zoning trustees. So I'm not sure which one of the trustees will be there on Wednesday the 6th, but one of us will be there. So we welcome and invite anybody from the community to attend the neighborhood watch meeting. That concludes my report, so we will be going to closed session. And closed executive session pursuant to Section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act, discussing the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, and pursuant to Section 2C5 of the Open Meetings Act, to discuss the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired, and pursuant to Section 2C11 of the Open Meetings Act, litigation which is probable or imminent. And then afterwards, we have on the agenda item number 10, which is discussion and possible vote of hiring of a part-time afternoon receptionist, but I would like to table that.
Motion to go to closed session?
Yeah, motion to go into closed session. Second.
Supervisor Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Maher?
Yes.
Trustee Malik?
Yes.
Trustee Lynch?
Yes. Great. Excellent.
Motion to approve.
Just say we're back in.
Back in open session.
And just motion to
Okay,
adjourn.
can we do a motion to come back into open session and then a motion to adjourn?
Do we need to make a motion to come back into session?
No, we don't.
it's fine. Just announce it. Okay.
Okay, we're back.
Okay. But now I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second. Supervisor Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Maher?
Okay, yes.
Trustee Malik? Yes. Trustee Lynch?
Yes.